Welcome to Gypsy Jazz Quick Tips, the show in which I give you one tip and answer one question. I'm your host Christian van Hemert, and in today's episode I will show you how to navigate a peculiar chord progression on rhythm guitar and answer a question about practicing efficiently. You might know the chord progression I'm talking about from songs like J'attendrai, In a Sentimental Mood, Dinah, I Love You and the famous intro of For Sephora. It's a progression that lasts 4 bars and it goes from a minor chord to a minor major 7, to a minor 7, to a minor 6. And it sounds like a static minor chord with one moving note. Although the concept of this progression sounds quite easy, I often see rhythm guitar players struggling with it, and they either use awkward fingerings, or they know one good fingering but then they have to play it very high up on the neck in some keys, which doesn't sound that great, or they switch to 3-note voicings, which changes the sound of the rhythm guitar completely for only those 4 bars, and that kind of stands out like a sore thumb. So let me show you 5 ways that sound great and are easy to play. All examples will be in G minor. The first example is the purest and the easiest way of playing it, and the advantage is that you can clearly hear that moving note. The second example is the way that Stoffler Rosenberg mostly plays this progression. It sounds very nice, there are some extensions in the chords for some extra color, but I do think, because of the high voicings, that it's best used when there's also a bass player playing low notes. The third example is exactly the same as the previous one, except for the last chord, which is different. And this is the way that nous'che Rosenberg often plays this progression. Because of the small change, this one sounds a bit better without bass than the last one. The fourth example is one of my favorite ways of playing this progression. It's very easy because it uses all basic shapes, which enables you to keep the focus on the groove instead of some weird, unusual voicings. It is achieved by substituting the second and the fourth chord by dominant chords. So now the progression becomes G minor D7, G minor C7. Now it may sound weird, but you can use this even while another rhythm guitar player is playing another way at the same time. The last example uses the same substitutions as the fourth example, so G minor D7, G minor C7, only played on a different place of the neck. How to practice efficiently? A good question, and one that is often asked during workshops as well. It's not easy to answer because there are many different aspects to practicing and many different methods, and not all methods are suitable for everyone. I can give you a short or fairly short routine that would work for most people and will definitely get you results. I call it a basic workout, and it's something I've done myself for many years. Start with 20 minutes of technique practice, and you can use the technique exercises I show you in my Q&A video, which you can find here, or you can practice one of those Gypsy Jazz waltzes. But not more than 20 minutes a day, because technique is something that you have to build slowly over time. Then 30 minutes of transcribing a solo you like. Not by writing it down, but by playing along with the original recording. And don't only focus on the notes, also focus on sound, timing, phrasing, dynamics, everything. And just do a little by little, 30 minutes a day until you can play the whole solo. Then end up with 30 to 45 minutes of practicing selected phrases and licks to backing tracks. If you're looking for backing tracks, you can find many of them for free on YouTube. But if you want to have high quality ones, I can recommend the ones that you can find on the Roseburg Academy website, or the ones that are produced by DC Music School by Dennis Cheng. And he really produced backing tracks for almost every song you might ever want to practice. Now, the most important thing I can tell you about the basic workout is that it only works if you do it regularly. And by regularly, I mean either every day or at least 5 times a week. That was it for this episode of Gypsy Jazz Quick Tips. As always, if you like these videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you have a question for me, connect to me either on Facebook, Twitter, or in the comment section of YouTube. See you all next time.